Hi there guys! So I've decided to start doing a mini series of videos about planning a trip to Walt Disney World. So I'm going to start off with the very beginning of what I do when I'm planning a trip to go to Disney. I'm going to start off with booking your actual trip to Disney. So when I am thinking about booking a trip, the first thing that I like to think about is when in the year do I want to go. Obviously I'm not tied down at the moment by school holidays or anything like that, but obviously if you are, then that's something that you need to keep in mind. I like to try and go at a point in the year when I've not been before, where I'm going to experience something different. So obviously there's like Flower and Garden Festival at the beginning of the year, like March to about May. Then over summer, it's just summer, so you've got quite a lot of crowds, but there are some like special things that Disney will do over the summer that won't necessarily be on at other times of the year, and the parks are open a lot longer, so you are getting more out of your stay at that point in the year. Obviously from around September to around November, you've got Food and Wine Festival at Epcot, which is something that I've never done but I really do want to do at some point. Also September to October, you've got Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween parties going on, all Halloween decorations, and then November and December you've got all of the Christmas decorations and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party going on. So this year for this trip, what I wanted to experience was Christmas time and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party, so I've booked to go in December 2017. I'm going at the beginning of December on my birthday on the 1st of December. And I'm going for 9 nights. So my plan of when I was going to go and how long I was going to stay for kind of depended on cost and also fitting in with crowd levels. Beginning of December after Thanksgiving is quite low crowds compared to like other parts of the year when you can get high crowds, such as Thanksgiving week and the end of December. So you need to just think about what you want to do and when you want to go on your trip. If you can be flexible, do be flexible. Going at times of the year when there are less crowds, such as like February I think is quite low crowds. We went last year at the end of April, the last 2 weeks of April, and it was really quite quiet then. September is meant to be quite good and the beginning of December is meant to be quite good as well. So look into your crowd calendars. There are quite a few good websites around where you can check what kind of crowd levels are expected. I'll link some of those down below. The next thing you want to think about when you're booking your holiday is where you want to stay. Are you planning on doing a proper Disney holiday where you're going to be spending about 90% of your time on Disney property, or are you thinking of more doing like an Orlando based holiday where you're going to be going to Universal and SeaWorld and Busch Gardens quite a lot? They're things that you definitely do need to keep in mind about when you're thinking about where you're going to stay. Because if you're going to do a solely Disney holiday, then staying either on site or very near to Disney is probably preferable. Whereas if you're doing a whole Orlando kind of encompassing holiday, then you can probably stay like iDrive or in a villa somewhere and you'll be fine. Once you've decided where you want to stay and when you want to go, the next thing you need to look at is who do you book with. Now Disney do offer whole holidays which include flights to and from the UK, your park tickets and your hotel. I've never booked through Disney personally, but they can be quite good, especially if you are a US resident and aren't needing to book like big international flights with it. Just for your hotel and ticket, it can be quite a good way to book. Same for the UK really, if you want to book your flights separately, then it can be quite a good way to book. But I find when you include your flights, then they're generally adding on about £50 to the price of the flight as like commission. In terms of like the Disney hotel and the Disney dining plan and the Disney ticket, you're never really going to find it anywhere any cheaper than on the Disney website. But tour operators can offer very similar prices, so I have booked with tour operators in the past and I've also booked everything separately as well in the past. So it just depends what you want to do and what suits for you. I do find booking it as a whole package much easier than booking it separately, although I have booked it separately as well before. Obviously when you book a whole package either through Disney or through a tour operator, you can pay it off in chunks, right? Just pay a deposit, which I think is much easier. When you book your hotel separately and your ticket separately and your flights and all that kind of stuff separately through different people, then a lot of the time you're having to pay for stuff up front as soon as you book it. So it's whether you've got like cash available to do that. I'm not someone who does. I prefer to be able to pay off a little bit each month. This time that I'm booking, we're going through Virgin Holidays. We really like to fly with Virgin Atlantic, and this worked out just the cheapest and easiest way for us to get the hotel that we wanted, the tickets, the dining plan and the flights. So we went with Virgin Holidays this time. Thompson, is it Thompson or Thomas? I think Thompson. I want to say Thompson. I think they still do package Disney holidays, but they're more summer based. We couldn't really find as many in the winter months. They only flew I think once a week, so it just wasn't ideal for us. And then again through Disney we were paying a little bit more for the flights, and also because I got I'm a member of Virgin Flying Club, I got, I think it's like 3% or 5% off the holiday booking through them, and I could use some of my air miles and convert them into Virgin Holidays vouchers. So it just worked out better for us to book through Virgin Holidays. But look around, there are lots of different tour operators out there who you can book through, such as like Thomas Cook, Thompson, Virgin, Disney themselves, and I think people like Travel Republic and places like that do packages as well. Basically my number one tip when booking a holiday to Disney is just to research. Obviously if you can book using a different computer than what you've been researching through as well, that's better, because when you search a lot it can make things cost more. We did a lot of research online and then went into the store to actually book the holiday, so that we knew we weren't having to pay more because we'd been searching a lot for the holiday, and it also meant that we could kind of not negotiate but get a bit more discount than we maybe could online. So yeah, I hope this video has been helpful in how I choose to book my Disney holiday and how there are different ways to book. Don't necessarily just go with the first thing that you see. There are a lot of other options out there, and travel agents can quite a lot of the time work out more expensive. If you are willing to save the cash and book everything in advance, definitely the cheapest way of doing it is booking it all individually normally. I'm just not someone who has that cash available at the time. Also when you're booking, if you look at different days as well, flying on a Saturday is going to cost you a lot more than flying on other days of the week. We're flying on a Friday and coming back on a Sunday this time, which has worked out cheaper than doing Saturday to Saturday. Yes, we are paying a bit extra for our hotel for the extra 2 nights, but we're getting an extra 2 nights in Disney, which I was more than happy to pay for. But yeah, being negotiable on the day that you're going to fly and the times that you're going to fly. Obviously that flying indirect is obviously cheaper as well, but again that's probably more something that Disney could provide in terms of a package. Tour providers will generally just provide their one-way direct flights in with the package. I've never flown indirect to Orlando, but I know that you can fly via like Dublin from the UK, and that means that you can go through immigration at Dublin, which is obviously something that's really quite handy because the immigration queues at Orlando can be huge. It is something that I have thought about doing in the past, but normally the price difference between the indirect and the direct is so tiny that I've just gone with direct in the end. So yeah, these are all things that you should probably consider when you're booking your Disney holiday. If you've got any specific questions or anything like that, feel free to leave comments down below and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!